How has stunt riding helped Gnarly's grow?
I would say without stunt riding, it wouldn't be anything. To be honest with you, I really do.
What do you think it
Uh,
would be if you didn't
put it this way,
stunt ride?
I remember my neighbor. I told him, he was like, "Well, how are you going to market this, and how are you going to get business?" And I just told him, I was like, "Well, I'm going to get on Google." I was like, "I'm going to get on Google. I'm going to get on, and that's just going to help me because when you Google motorcycle repair shop, I'm going to pop up."
You thought that was going
And
to really help.
he was like, "You're
You're
that's
so
not." Cool.
All right, Cam. So I'm stoked to have you on because you're a newer stunt rider. Newer
Yeah.
meaning like how long have you rode?
Not long. I think it's I've taken it serious for probably a year and a half max.
So a
You
year
know?
and a half, and you're a few months into starting your business, your
Yeah.
shop, Gnarly's.
Yeah.
And that's what really drew me to want you on the podcast because a lot of people want to start a shop
Yeah.
and they're stunt riders. And I really want to know and see how stunt riding has really propelled your business thus
Mm.
far.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. I think stunt riding has really propelled it because I've gotten to learn so much about the bikes, and I got to see like a lot of weird new things that school didn't prepare me for, normal Harley riding didn't prepare me for. These bikes just get so hot, and like no one could have taught me about this. There's actually nothing written on this. We're kind of like writing it as we go, and or I'm listening to these people in the community, and they're telling me these secrets, and I'm like, I would have never have guessed that initially. Uh, so it's kind of really propelling my business in a way that, um, I don't know, it's just different. I'm on the forefront. I'm learning these things. I'm building these engines. They have to last. No one wants to spend, you know, $2,000 to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 and then have their bike melt, from heat. So it's cool. It's different.
Are you getting a
It's
lot of business from stunt riders?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
you think the
definitely am.
stunt community is actually helping you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I get a lot of business from the stunt community. I feel like people are not afraid to spend money. They're not. I feel like that's a myth. I feel like they're afraid to spend money and not get something worth it, honestly. Um, it's learning these new little tricks and these little secrets and applying them to a stunt bike and building them different. Just like if you went to the track and you built a track bike or built something to go fast around corners, you would build their suspension just a little bit different than you would the average Harley rider. A stunt bike is no different. They get hot. You have to keep them cool, and you have to keep the tolerances a little bit looser, and that gives you a good stunt motor.
So before we go any further,
Yeah.
what is your goal with Gnarly's? Is it like to build stunt bikes or is it just what is
Man,
the goal?
I like engines.
Or do you even know yet?
Yeah,
Like you're
I
so
really
new,
don't.
you're so new into walk us
Yeah,
through this because I'm telling you, people there's it's probably been a seed of thought in a lot of people's mind that they want to start a shop.
yeah.
What have you been through in the last few months with starting Gnarly's? Because people don't know this, but you
It's
spend like
been
$600 a
nuts.
month on a business coach,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
insane to
Nuts.
me
Right away.
because I know how important it is.
Yeah.
But at that
It's a lot
early
of
in this,
money.
that's a lot of money in
Yeah.
the early stage of your business. So, what have you learned from your business coach, and what are you doing, and what
Mhm.
have you done these past few months with starting Gnarly's?
There is so much to unpack right there.
I
Like
know
there's a lot.
that's why I said
So
it.
I started my business right before Christmas. So worst time ever, first off, to start a business right before Christmas. I had zero customers, obviously. Everybody was buying Christmas presents. I got a business coach right off the bat because I am a creature of habit. And if I learn bad habits right away, then I reinforce them and I continue to do them for the rest of my life. So I have a huge influencer in my life. That's my fiance. She always has business coaches. She has mentors, and I just kind of adapted that mentality of having someone lead you. And I highly recommend it. If anybody's willing to get into anything, get a coach, get some form of coach. Coaching is so important. So I got my business coach right away, and thank God I did, because there was so many things that I wasn't doing necessarily wrong. I was just setting myself up for uh, serious failure. For instance, one being having an LLC, but using your personal credit cards to or debit cards and bank accounts to fund your business. So right then and there, my business coach was like, "Whoa, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna separate business and personal, because if anything were to happen, they can't come after your personal. They can only come after your business." I was like, "Oh my god, there's the whole
It
point of
seems so
having an
obvious.
LLC."
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
but you don't think about these things,
Is this your first rodeo with business?
this is.
Oh, that's scary.
I know it's scary, and it's been like a huge learning curve. So, um, we're brand new, and I just remember I was doing work for pretty much free right in the beginning. I just wanted anything. I just knew I wanted to build engines. Engines make me happy. Transmissions make me happy. Like figuring out these weird complex problems and this like weird puzzle. Uh, that's fun to me. When someone picks up their bike and I'm like, "Hey, go rip it around the block. Come back. Let me know what you think." And they come back and they're like smiles from ear to ear. Their hair's all blown back and they're like, "I love it. I love it." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what it's about right there." I'm like, that brings me joy, and that's how I get joy out of my business. So, um, I feel like to unload your first question, it's like, "Hey, where do you see Gnarly's going?" I'm just kind of letting Gnarly's be Gnarly's, and I'm Cameron, and that is going to unfold and be its own thing. I don't even have a logo yet. I'm like, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what my mission is. I don't know what it's about. I just created this thing, and it's doing its own thing, and it's evolving in its own way, and I'm just along for the ride.
Oh
And
my
that's
gosh,
it.
that's
Yeah.
exactly how I feel about the
Yeah.
podcast.
Right?
I
Isn't
have
it?
no fucking
Yeah.
clue what I'm doing.
Yeah. You don't want any outcome over it. You don't want any control over it. You just want to let it do its thing,
It
you know?
just blossom on its own, but I have no
Yeah.
idea where it's going, and the uncertainty is killing me.
Yeah. Really?
I don't know. I don't know what
It kind of, no, you're valid. You're valid.
when the times get rough, the uncertainty is hard to keep going.
Yeah. Because people ask you, or like, what's your vision with it? Or what are you doing with it? Or where do you want to go with it? Because they want to maybe invest money into it or invest resources or time or energy. And it's like, I have no
I have
clue.
no
I
fucking
have
idea.
no idea. But I just know that this podcast is a major win and it's a major success. And right now, Gnarly's is a major win and it's a major
You know what's
success.
crazy though? You're doing everything
Yeah.
right. Like the content that you're creating is
Yeah.
dope and it's hitting with your audience.
Yeah.
Like your
It
comment section's
is.
huge
I know.
and your content is fire.
Let's
So
talk
like,
about
okay,
that real quick.
I want to talk about that. Is that something that your business coach told you to do or what
I
was
fired my business coach.
oh,
Yeah. Let's go right into that. He
why?
he was he was doing great, like right in the beginning, and he still is doing great. And I just feel like there's like certain cups of tea. Like some people they just jive really well with certain styles, and they don't with others. And I feel like he had a certain style about him. I wanted like fundamentals. He wanted to accelerate my business, and I really wanted like some good foundation, like make sure my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed. And he wanted to accelerate. So he would have been someone perfect 2 years into my business, but I was brand new. I'm like, I don't want to accelerate. If anything, I want to go slow now and like learn,
Have
almost like
fun.
working out. Yeah, like
Hmm.
yeah, have fun, learn the movements correctly so I don't get hurt in the future. And he was just kind of like, "Hey, let's just lift as much weight as we possibly can." And it just
Turned
it
you
just
off.
kind of was like water and oil, and I was just like, "Hey, let's revisit in the future. I would love to like explore this in the future, but for right now, I just kind of want to let this thing cook.
Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you're enjoying the episode. Real quick plug, I want to invite you guys to our online wheelie coaching course. This is exclusively made for Harley riders. We created a 3-stage progression method that is guaranteed to teach you how to wheelie. This is for day one learning riders. It's broken down from day one all the way to balance point. With this course, you get our exclusive members only Get Vertical app that makes it easier to access while you're at the lot practicing. You also get to join our Facebook community where we have a group experts in there all ready to help and other Harley stunt riders learning from each other. You'll also get invited with online group coaching with Bruce and I, where you can ask us direct questions about your progress and any struggles you're having. You can sign up at getverticalcoaching.com. Link will be in the description. Anyways, back to the show. Do you think it's because typically you don't get a business coach until you're further along in business, not day one?
Exactly. I think
when you don't even know that you need separate bank accounts.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's YouTube.
I didn't have
YouTube's
income,
your business.
Didn't have
YouTube's your business coach.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of
okay.
funny.
What did you learn from him though? I need to know.
Oh, so much.
What did you learn?
There was so much. Right off the bat, I learned like a lot about finances, protecting myself, how to budget, how to set up my money. I did it in my personal, I don't know, my personal finances, but in my business finances, I didn't understand how important it was and how much goes into running an American business. There's a lot. Just setting up an EIN, LLC, tax ID here in Phoenix, Arizona too. Man, I could talk for a while about that, but he kind of got me on this finance ritual, which I really like. Every single Friday, you sit down, you take all your transactions, you add up all your transactions, and then you figure out how much you spend on parts, how much you spend on tools, what's going out, separate that, figure out what's coming in, separate that, and really dive into your finances and keep them completely separate. And then another bad thing was, and whoever's listening, you guys are going to make the same mistake as well. I wasn't paying myself, right? So I was like covering all my odds and ends, but I wasn't giving myself any money. So he was like, "Hey, we need to stop that. We need to like establish like a paycheck for you kind of thing," because everything was like going in the business, staying in the business, and I wasn't making any money.
Wait, you're supposed to pay yourself?
Yeah. I'll hook you up with them. Yeah. So
shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But it was a lot. It was a lot of mistakes right away, and I don't know. He helped me out a lot, and I definitely learned a lot from him. But I feel like towards the end, it was like a lot more hype, and I don't know.
Not your jam.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows of a good business coach for someone starting
out
a shop,
yeah,
recommend it to Cameron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've had some issues with starting your shop too, and some run-ins with neighbors and things like that.
Oh man.
I want to talk about that, but dialing it back a little bit, I think a lot of people think that starting a shop means you have to own a shop or be renting a space for a legitimate shop. So the feat of starting a shop seems so untouchable that they won't even do it. But what is the reality?
Which is valid, right? You know what's so funny? Let me tell you something funny before we start that. I ran the shop since December. I made some money with it, and I was like, you know what? Now's the time. Now's the time to branch out and go get a shop here in Phoenix, Arizona. So we started poking around, and man, I found the sickest one. I found
right down the street from me.
Yeah. I found like the perfect one. It had a cool waiting room. It was like a little pro room or something too. I was like, this would be a cool spot for the riders to hang out. We could do work in the back. It would be awesome. And it just painted this picture so perfect. So I went and I filed. I was like, hey, I want this one. So I contacted the real estate agent, the commercial one, and I was like, this is it. I want this one. And they were like, well, we need to see XYZ proof of income. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how funny is that? I am breaking laws in the garage, technically, by starting Gnarly's in a garage because it's out of my house. I just want to make that very clear. Gnarly's is out of my garage right now at the 110-degree Phoenix, Arizona weather. And I'm making income there. And they were like, hey, you cannot purchase this space without proving income. So I was like, this is such a catch 22. How do you expect me to open up a shop in a commercial space when you require my business income, yet I can't start a business anywhere else other than a commercial space? And I was like, man, that's so bass backwards. So anybody out there listening, just start it. Just start it. Go until they tell you to stop, and don't take no for an answer. And I had the cops show up. I had the cops show up twice. I had the city of Phoenix show up and just be like, hey, you need to stop what you're doing, and you can't run a business out of a commercial zone. I said, okay, sounds good.
A
And
business or a garage,
yeah,
like a
yeah,
shop,
like a shop. You can't operate a motorcycle repair
Autom-
shop
automotive.
or an automotive repair shop out of a residential zone. Um, and I need to like cease, to exist immediately. I was like, oh, okay, that's for sure, absolutely, it's gonna happen. And I just took my stuff off Google because me being an idiot, I had my personal address on Google listed as like my business. And once I did that, they just left me alone, and they haven't been back since. So I've been kind of quiet, and
Hold
yeah,
up.
yeah,
It's just automotive, right? Because
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people run their business from home.
Yeah, and he explained this to me, and he was just like, "Yeah, if you want to do something quiet where it's not going to ruffle up a bunch of feathers like your neighbors and stuff like that, you can do that. But the first second you're running compressors all day and bikes
Oh.
in and out, he's like, that's a little bit different story."
So I
So,
got a question.
yeah,
Can you use, if you had a full-time job, that income to get a shop commercial space?
I don't. That's a great question. I know that they were looking at Emma's finances too, but since we weren't married, there was something weird there. I think really all they care about is whether or not the bills are going to get paid. So the leases are different. I know that. Instead of them being like a 1 year residential lease, it was a 3 to 5 year commitment.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah, if you don't know that right off the bat, they want 3 to 5 years, and if it goes south, they want 3 to 5 years. Yeah,
That's a huge
the
commitment.
biggest thing that I could tell you right now is if you're considering opening up a commercial real estate spot, you get that contract and you give it to a lawyer immediately. So I threw out the big L word. I was like, hey, just let me know what the lease agreement is, and I'm going to send this to my lawyer, and my lawyer is going to look it off. I have a great lawyer here in Phoenix. He's awesome. So um, there's a lot of stipulations. Like if you're trying to cancel a lease, some stipulations in there are like, hey, you can't transfer this, or you can transfer this lease to another party. And I remember that being like kind of a big deal. So let's say if Gnarly's wasn't working out and I wanted to sell it to Get Vertical, that's probably a pretty big deal. If I have a 5 year lease, I'm 6 months in the business and it tanks. It's pretty good thing to have to be able to sell to
Mhm.
you or something like that.
So you're
And
not stuck.
so you're not stuck. Yeah. And there's sharks out there, and there's nice people. I remember the one I was looking at, they were really nice. They were like, hey, we'll do like maybe a 1 year, 2 year with an option to extend a year after that. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to sign 3 years here, or I don't have to sign, 5 years. But there was some sharks out there. Hey, hats off to Ryan too, because Ryan, I went and visited him. And I was like, hey, I'm stuck. Cop showed up, and he was pretty awesome. He gave me the first shop that he had, Suite 3 or something like that. I can't remember what it was. And that landlord is a shark.
What
He's
do you
a
mean a shark?
he's a shark. Like he cares about numbers. He's zero empath whatsoever. And I remember him just being like, "Hey, there's no parking here. If you can't pay the rent, it goes. You're done. Like, and it's a 3 year lease, no matter what." we're not going to work with you. I was like, okay. All right. So it's do or die there. And then when I had this one over on Deer Valley, the cool one, they were like, hey, you're a new business owner. We'll give you a 1-year option. And then maybe 2 years after that, or 1 year, you can extend every year for a year. It'll be a little bit more, but you're safe. And I was like, okay, cool.
So
And
that seemed like the dream. So what happened?
we're moving. We're going
You
back
just had to
home.
move.
Yeah.
So
And once again, going back to your original question, like, where am I going with Gnarlies? It's like, I'm just letting Gnarlies do gnarly.
You know what really fucking blows? This LEXIN P5 Advanced Smart Tire Pump. It blows up to 150 PSI. So when you guys see me giving you free smoke all day, it's because I got my LEXIN P5 with me and I'm able to change my tire anywhere I go. It's super compact and it can fit in your backpack or your saddlebags, and it also doubles as a phone charger. It's super fancy, comes with a digital adjustable setting that you just set and go. So loosen the pressure and get yourself a LEXIN P5. And you can use my discount code GETVERTICAL for 15% off lexin-moto.com. Okay, tell me about your content and how that's helping you.
Man, I definitely want to talk about that.
Why?
You know what's so funny?
Why are you all fired up about that?
This is like one of the things I'm most fired up about, is because I feel like when I got to Phoenix, I thought this stuff was so cool. Like stunt riding was like it. Everybody was like the coolest ever. And there's so many different like cliques and personalities in it. And I just really badly wanted to fit in. I didn't have any friends. And also like, I'm not nerdy by any means, but I went to college for chemistry. Like I did bomb squad in the military. Like these are very like brainiac things. And I get here and this is like the coolest crowd ever. You know, they're all just like party goers or like bikers, and chemistry and bikers should not be in the same sentence. Right. And, I don't know. I feel like I tried to be everybody but myself when I first got here. You know, like I tried to be like Mr. Cool or Mr. like, smoker or partier or something like that. And just nothing was working. I feel like the more and more I try to be all these other things, the less I got accepted, or the less like I made friends. And it wasn't until I took a step back and was like, all right, fuck what everybody says. Like I build motors, I do cool stuff, and I'm smart and a little brainiac. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna make this like kind of nerdy content. I'm being branded as Bill Nye the Dyna guy.
I saw that.
I'm like, what the hell? Like if you held a gun to my head and said, that was gonna be. I would have been like, no way. That's never going to try. But I was like, I'm just going to put this out in the universe. I'm like, this is me. This is what I have to offer. I love to teach. I love science. I love, I don't know, all this stuff. And hooked. And I was like, what the?
And you're actually like, enjoying it, huh?
Yeah. And I'm like having a lot of fun. I get to bring this brainiac, like chemistry stuff. And like, I love science and chemistry and stuff like that. I would have continued to keep doing it and not be here today. But I just didn't really fit in with any of those people. I fit in with all these guys. So it's kind of tough for me now, because I'm like, man, like I want to do more science. I want to do more, I don't know, just math and stuff like that. But I can't, or at least I felt like I couldn't. And now that I'm doing it, people are like going crazy. They're like, hey, we love this. Keep doing this. Keep doing more. It's my favorite content. Like the compliments I'm getting, I like read them. I'm like, I cannot believe this is real. Like these guys love this stuff too. Like I love this stuff. That's why I'm doing it. So
Cameron, you found your niche.
Yeah, I did. And yeah,
dude, that's what I try to talk about. And I hope I come across this in my podcast, is find shit you enjoy doing and mesh it all together into some sort of mixture of shit you just enjoy doing. And that will bring fulfillment.
Oh, we can swear?
I don't know why. We could swear.
I didn't think we could swear.
But
yeah.
Like people would, in the beginning of when I first started my podcast, people would tell me not everyone cares about making money on stunt riding. Well, guess the fuck what? That's all I like to talk about. I love business and all I know is stunt riding.
Yeah.
I'm an expert in that, and I enjoy talking about business and figuring it out with my audience, because I'm still learning business. So if that's what I can't shut the fuck up about, then that's what I'm making my content on.
And don't. definitely don't, because a lot of us are perked up. You know, a lot of us are like,
Well,
we
it
want to
brings the
hear
people
more,
to
you
me
know?
that wants to listen to what I want to talk about.
Mhm.
Same with your science shit.
I
It's
know.
bringing the audience that wants to
I
hear
know.
the content and the way you explain it
Yeah.
to you. And
And
not only that, it makes you original
yeah,
and
exactly.
different.
Exactly.
No
And
one can copy
everybody,
you.
and that's like the cool thing. Being original and different is going to get you places. It's not doing what everybody else is doing. When I first got here, I was like, man, everybody is trying to be like one person. I'm like, that was crushing it. And that one person that is still crushing it is that one person because they were being original and different, and
They
they
were
put
being them.
themselves out there. And the more I dive into that past too, I'm like, they were not accepted. They were not accepted. They were not liked, and now they're crushing it and they're killing it. And it's just so funny. Everybody's trying to be like them. And I'm like, man, just be you. And the more I'm learning about this community, I'm like, you guys have so much to offer. Like, I seen this one kid weld, and he's like, he welds these perfect beads. And I seen this other kid, he's like a master machinist. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, you know how valuable your skill is, you know? And even if one kid just opened up a hot dog stand and it's crushing it, I'm like, and he
Oh,
loves
is he
it.
a stunt rider?
He is a stunt rider.
What?
He's a stunt rider. You
Okay,
don't
so
know
those
Vin, he had vinyl wrap and he would come out here and he would stunt ride. I think it was like a Grom or a street bike or something like that. That's where I know Vin from. And I don't,
is that
and
the hot dog
he's,
guy?
yeah. And
Okay,
it's,
so those who don't know what we're talking about, a
yeah,
hot dog stand shows up to the stunt spot all the time, our
yeah.
stunt spot, and I guess he's a stunt rider.
He's a stunt rider.
Smart.
Yeah. And he's the man, you know? And that's one thing I definitely want to talk about too. It's like the the community is evolving. This is going to take over, whether or not you like it or not. This is taking over. Stunt riding is, Harley Davidson is being branded as this now. It's not the Sons of Anarchy club stuff is dying slowly. I feel like, and the skulls and the bandana and the leather, we're not wearing it. We're not wearing it. We're all skateboarder kids, and we're all, I don't know. It's cool. Like, we like the wheelies, and we like hanging out, and I don't know. I just don't see that macho bad boy,
Hell yeah, brother.
hell yeah, brother. You know, I don't see that being around for much longer. And if you
Everyone's wearing
had,
Vans.
yeah, and if you have a brain in between your heads, this is it. This is going to be the future of it. And it's now or never if you're going to hop on this train. Bring something in the community. You recognize this early on with Get Vertical, with your podcast, just everything that you and Bruce do. Like, you guys saw this early and were like, man, Harley Davidson is switching and it's making this massive switch. And I'm seeing it. I'm going to solve a problem. Pick any problem you want. Bikes break, so I'm going to fix bikes. Like, that's it.
Well,
And
that's the thing that people don't understand is the people that are in the comment section saying I don't want to make money off of stunt riding. I just do this for fun. But then
respect. Yeah,
no, not respect.
we can respect
They
them.
all no. They're the same fucking people selling parts.
Oh, true.
And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Don't be
or
people.
they're welding cut fenders, or they're doing this,
Yeah,
and they don't realize that is making money off
yeah,
stunt riding. Like, I'm not saying you have to do a physical wheelie and get paid for that.
yeah.
I'm saying use the community and keep the economy of stunt riding
Mhm.
going by contributing to it somehow.
Yeah. I think they're misunderstanding you.
I think so.
That's
Yeah,
that's what
possibly.
I know. So it's and the same thing with them. Like, you know, we want you to make parts. We want
Yes.
you to make part. We want you to keep evolving this sport and keep driving it home. And at the end of the day, all Harley wants to do is sell motorcycles. That's it. The more we do this, the more that we draw attention to Harley Davidson and their bikes, the more they sell bikes. They like this. They are going to love this. We just got to keep doing it. So my advice for any viewers out there right now is find something, solve a problem, and just start doing it. And especially if you hate your job, go print t-shirts. We need that. You know, you're
Yeah.
wearing t-shirts. Like, you made that. I made this. It's like, go make t-shirts. Go make die cut stickers. I spend a lot of money on stickers.
Yeah, and
A lot
that's
of money.
supporting the
And
stunt community too.
that's what I'm saying.
Or if you're a
Yeah.
designer, design,
marketer,
dude.
anything. Oh my
What do you
God.
enjoy doing?
Yeah. You know, our
Stunt ri-
brands need like those banners on the wall. I'm like trying to find someone right now to do my banners, and I will move mountains before I go out to like the big names. I want to support people in the community first. Like,
Well, not only that, so like you probably know this now that you're getting into business. When you need help, you want someone that rides motorcycles. Like Blake, I wasn't gonna hire no fucking wedding photographer or
yeah,
videographer. I want someone that actually enjoys motorcycles.
that's what I'm saying.
When
Because
you're
they're gonna
looking
get
for
it.
when you're looking for a designer for a shirt, you want someone that understands what you are about and understands motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want someone from fucking China or Indonesia
Yeah,
creating your shit.
making some Walmart ass looking
Yeah,
shit. You know.
or just doesn't understand what the lifestyle is because they're not gonna relay and deliver on the brand. So
Yeah.
like what can you do? Are you into cameras? Okay, start shooting
Start
content.
shooting that content, dude.
Yeah,
You know.
for stunt riders.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Show up. Oh,
Yeah.
I just heard someone just recommended someone, and I thought this is a great business idea. Not for me,
Yeah.
but I love it. He is going to be doing. I'll leave it in the comments below because I have no idea who it is. Someone's recommending it. He provides the barriers for stunt shows.
Oh,
He comes with brooms and blowers, and he'll help you set up the whole event and take care of all of that shit that you don't want to deal
that's
with when
genius,
you're doing a
dude.
show or a competition. Absolute genius, because we can't do it all.
No. And you have to outsource that stuff. There's so much stuff that we have to outsource, and we will do anything to keep it in house. Anything.
Yeah.
The guy fixing my AC is a stunt rider. You know, the guy that wired my garage is a stunt rider. It's
Wait,
like,
is it the
and
same
it's
guy that did my
great,
AC?
You know, oh man,
Probably.
maybe. I don't know. Shout out Alan.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know his name. He's Bruce's
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah. So if you want to be a part of it, be authentic, come into our community, and have this skill or something to offer, and just run with it. We will support you.
Absolutely.
We will use you. We might not use you right away. Alan told me about this in December. You know, I'm like, Alan, I'm just starting out. You know, I'm gonna need a mini split here. But now it's summer, and I'm like, Alan, I need a mini split. Here's some cash, and make this happen. He's grateful. And I would use Alan before I use anyone else. And same thing, Danny Quick, Danny Quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I need an electrician. I'm like, I need power in this garage. I'm like, Danny, come over, wire this up. I paid Danny. He sent me a professional invoice with his professional LLC and EIN.
Cool.
And I'm like, yes, Danny's doing it. He's crushing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I don't know. That to me, that makes me happy too. And it brings me a lot of joy knowing that I got this money from stunt riding or and being a mechanic, and now I get to keep it inside of the community. I will do a lot to keep my money inside this community. Yeah, it just keeps this authentic. I don't know, it's just exciting. Dude.
I know.
It's really exciting.
I feel the same way, like Spin the Block.
Oh, I love
Dude,
Ethan.
I fucking love the guy.
Smiley Cyrus. That's what I call him. he's always got that big smile.
But like anyone that's down to support the stunt community,
yeah,
I will help them.
Yeah.
I just got a new partnership, or just a friend. 222 he builds those jigs. I just love what he does. So I hit him up.
Oh, the bags.
Yeah, the cut your jig.
That was so smart.
Yeah, it's a jig to cut your bags and your fender at the exact same perfect alignment. What's the word? Anyways, it's just a genius idea because Bruce had the hardest time cutting my dyno fender. So I hit him up. I'm like, dude, please, like, I will do whatever you need me to do, or whatever's fair, a fair trade. And he's so grateful, and he sent me all the dope shit that he makes, and he is a genius. Like, what he created is dope. I hope he can patent it, because I could see people stealing the idea.
He hasn't patented that?
Maybe he has. I don't know. But either way,
you need to patent that.
it's genius, and I love what he's doing for the community.
Yeah.
So guess who's the first person I invited to help support the stunt games? Because I know I want to keep the money in the.
That's what I'm saying.
In the stunt community.
Yeah. because it's authentic, and it's going to keep this very authentic. And I don't know, it's so important. Just keep the money inside
Flowing.
the community, you know?
But going back to
Yeah.
your content
Yeah.
and how you've seen so many people commenting and connecting with you,
Yeah.
what do you think it is? I'm
More
asking you, but
specifically.
I have an answer in my head.
Yeah. What do you mean specifically, or what? Rephrase the question.
Why do you think people are resonating with your messages
Man,
and your content?
it's nuts. They just want to know, and like I feel like there's a lot of there's not. I don't want to say gatekeeping. I'm too new to be using that aggressive of a word, but I feel like there's a, I don't know. Even me as a mechanic now, sometimes I get stuck and I'm like, hey, what's volumetric efficiency, or what's like air fuel ratio for Harley Davidson? Crickets. I'm like, really, guys? No one? No one? This has been around since 2003. This is 21, 22 years old now. And there's nothing out there. It's just like a basic someone being like, for Harley Davidsons, this is how we do. No, nothing. Like no one puts this out there. I don't even know if it's gatekeeping. Maybe these amazing mechanics have this really amazing skill too, but they don't have the gift of teaching, or maybe they don't have the gift of communication, or they don't want to try, or maybe there's a stigma around being in front of a camera. That's something very new to me too. Uh, so I've just been like, hey, this is how a carburetor works, or this is how I don't know, a sprocket works, and this is torque, and this is bringing a lot of math and a lot of science. And like I said earlier, it's water and oil. It really is. They're not really supposed to mix. If you look at the background of Harley Davidson, it's like bad boys and nerds. It's like they don't really mix. But I'm like, I'll mix it.
Yeah.
I'll put that shit in a blender.
I mean, it's
Make it
almost
work.
like watching like
Yeah.
some National Geographic shit. You don't really understand 90% of it, but
Yeah.
it's cool to know.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's how your content is for
Yeah.
me, anyways.
I
I'm like,
know.
that was sick. You almost blew yourself up. Dope. Bill Nye the Dyna guy.
When I was lighting it, I have a decade of bomb squad, right? Like I diffuse bombs before this. So I'm like, imagine if this is how I go. It's like a cup of gasoline. I get like,
All
I
on
look
camera.
like Play-Doh for the rest of my life. I'm like, is this how it's gonna go? So yeah, it's funny. I had a lot of fun making that video. I tried to do the shop's open on Monday through Saturday, 6 days a week while I'm growing, and then I'll taper off and do 5 days a week. But Monday is really like my admin day, get my stuff together and make content. And I'm starting to really enjoy Mondays instead of being like, man, 1 day off, 6 days on, 1 day off, 6 days
Do you
on.
think you'll go more
Yeah.
towards content
Yeah, of course. I really want
instead
to.
of wrenching?
Man, no.
Oh.
I want a decade. I want another decade at least of wrenching and just fixing bike. I get so much enjoyment out of it. Like people are like, yeah, man, you don't want to do that because in 20 years, like you're still doing that. I'm like, I mean, I'm building up a brand as I'm going, establishing a brand right away, establishing content right away, and then working right away. I feel like most people just start at working and then end at working. It's like I have all these different facets that, I mean, like people are begging me for t-shirts. They're like, hey, can you send us a sticker? Can you send me a hat or something? I'm like, man, that's so cool. And then I have this beautiful fiance that's like crushing it with marketing and design and developing. So I'm like,
Does she help you?
Oh my
Oh, you
God.
lucky sack of shit. That's why you're so successful as her. That is.
Trey loves my fiance.
Yeah, she was basically my damn business coach at the beginning of this whole thing.
Yeah, she's badass, dude.
Yeah, dude, you're
She's the
so
best.
lucky
Yeah,
to
she's
have
cool.
her.
But think about how many people out there right now, like you were saying, like, hey, let's keep it in the stunt community. Hey, wives are part of the stunt community too.
Thank you.
You know,
I always tell
Or
my guy friends
husbands,
that.
There's girl
No,
riders
wives.
out there. Yeah, and boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff like that. Your significant other, what is her skill? And yeah, dude, like that's
You
what I'm
fucking
saying.
nailed it.
Yeah,
I told
yeah,
that to my friend Craze.
yeah,
He's like, he hit me up and he's like, man, I don't know what to do. I just don't got time to like, I want to do more stunt shows. I just don't have time. I was like, what can
Yeah.
your girl do?
yeah,
Is she good on the computer?
yeah.
put her ass to work and make her do marketing decks.
Yeah.
Like, put her ass to work and make
Yeah.
her build the relationships. Women are way better at that.
Oh yeah.
You know, make her
Yeah.
hit the phones and pound the pavement with the baby,
Yeah.
and go knock on the doors of the marketing managers at the dealerships and say, "Hi, my it's a husband and wife team,
Mm-hmm.
stunt team.
Yeah.
I manage the whole stunt team. You can rely on me."
Yeah.
And she's the professional face. You're the hell yeah brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just show up with the talent. That's Bruce right now.
Yeah.
Like, half of this shit is my brains, you know?
Oh yeah.
But he's the influencer,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And you guys are both great at these two different things and some of each other's, and together it just works so well. And like, you guys found this facet that just complements each other very, very well, and it's working. And you guys, it's not about like me, it's about us and we and our. That's what I like about you guys so much, and I really admire it. I'm telling you. And I always try to bring in Emma, or I'm like trying to get Emma to paint right now. I'm like, paint, like I'll teach you how to like cut, buff, and paint, because Emma's an artist.
Dude,
My
that'd be
fiance is an
sick.
artist. Yeah. So we're getting her to paint
And she loves
her
painting.
first thing. She loves painting. Right. So we're getting her to paint her first thing, and I'm stoked.
I'll
I'm
give her a
stoked.
helmet to paint.
Yeah. Well, I
Like
have one.
an old helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, you got an old helmet?
No, I just bought that one from you.
Oh,
So
you did?
it's perfect. Yeah. No, so I know. So
I'm still thinking about it.
my big thing is like, sit down, include them, dude.
Yeah.
Just include them. You know, I feel like there's a lot of talent to be explored with significant others, and if you can, I don't know, we'll support them too. There was like Kevin from Scrape City, his girlfriend has this like badass jewelry shop, and we went down there and we actually like checked it out. I think it's in downtown Phoenix, or oh no, it's in Tempe, and it's this beautiful shop, and we got some stuff for Emma's mom, and I was thinking like, man, how cool is this, dude? Like, this is right there. Yeah. So I don't know. We all need to help each other out a little bit.
Okay, I seriously cannot be the only one that does not trust insurance companies. Don't you feel like they never pay you what you deserve for your accident? That's why I always call Law Tigers. They're specialized motorcycle attorneys. Yes, there's a difference between motorcycles and cars. That's why you need to call Law Tigers, because they are the experts and you are not. And what's dope about them is you don't have to pay anything out of pocket. It comes out of your settlement. So if they don't get you paid, then they don't get paid. And the best part is, once you call them, they take care of everything for you. You don't have to think about it at all until you're signing the paperwork saying case closed. Don't let these insurance companies screw you over. Call Law Tigers and tell them that Drea sent you. If you're local to Arizona, call my boy Jay. I'll leave his info in the description below. So what would you say to the guys that don't want their girl involved because they need that separation?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Because a lot of people don't have relationships like you and Emma, or me and Bruce, where we actually enjoy being around each other and we're best friends and we're into similar kind of things. Like, you and Emma both make content. Bruce and I both stunt ride. We both like content.
I would just say, definitely. If that works for you, keep it separate. You know, if this is your outlet and this is your thing, it's my outlet. On Sunday, I'm like, Emma knows, it's like my religion. I'm like, Sunday morning is my church, and I go to that stunt lot, and I go to Amazon for church. Pray to the prime, you know. Yeah. So and I go there and I spend 5-6 hours, and I love it. This is my time. It's my time, also separate, and I work on my stuff, but Emma is also very much included. I give Emma the option. I'm like, hey, come on in. It's you're welcome here, but I'm gonna go shred.
Yeah.
You know? So if you want to keep it separate, keep it separate. But also, you know, your significant other probably has this amazing talent that not only can propel you, but propel your guys' relationship, and probably bring in a lot of love and a lot of intimacy. And it's fun, dude. It's fun to sit down and be like, hey, let's make this t-shirt. Emma just made me this Ouija board t-shirt that's like out of this world cool. It's like ABC, Gnarly's, XYZ. And I'm like, well, dude, you
Sick.
thought of that. Like you did that. I don't know. So cool. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree with you though. It does help your relationship, and if someone can squeeze that out and in their significant other, it will help your relationship.
I think so. I think so. If you want to keep it separate, keep it separate.
And
Yeah.
if she's bitching all the day, all the time about you riding, include her in something along the lines of like maybe she's really good at filming or she's really good at editing and making content, but you hate social media,
Yeah.
but you need to grow your following so you can get more sponsorship help so you can keep writing.
Yeah.
Include her and say, hey, I want you to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Show up to the lot with me and help me do this with
Cool as
me,
hell.
you know?
Yeah.
And then she'll stop bitching. I swear to God.
Yeah.
She will, because she'll now feel like she's a part of what you're doing and not that stunt writing's taking you away from her.
Yeah. And that's an actual female that just said that. So you know it's true.
Yeah, and
You know?
trust me, I bitch still. I'm not gonna lie. I really do bitch about I
Yeah.
bitched yesterday
Yeah.
when,
Oh,
when
hey.
Bruce was riding. Why were you
Really?
there?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
wasn't there. Yeah. You bitch.
I bitch.
You really?
Well, I'm stuck at home with the fucking kids and they're screaming
Yeah.
and he's riding.
Hey, hats off to you guys for
No,
having the
look,
kids. I feel like every single time I see one of you guys have like 2 kids, like hand dragging your kid on your
and a backpack.
You guys need like a sidecar. It's like hitting a scrape with a sidecar. It's like Colby's like, oh.
Yeah, with a car seat on it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that'd be cool.
No, it's just I just want him to get it in and come home. Like
Yeah.
don't be kicking it at the lot. Go ride, get your practice in,
Yeah.
and come home. Don't sit there for 30, 45 minutes talking. Like you should be riding the whole time.
Which he never does. And that's kind of like, it's kind of like,
sometimes I'm there and I see him.
no, he never does. When I'm there, you know, sometimes honestly, because it's the juice, you know. So you're like, yo, and I hear it all the time. You guys don't hear it, but I hear it all the time. We get to the stunt line, there's like some new kids, be like, that's Samoan Bruce. Is that him over there? I'm like, that's him. Go say hi. You know, go say what's up. But he gets his, and then he goes home. So there's also to caveat to that. It's like maybe you should kick it a little bit. Maybe you should, you know, hang out. But
no, not when the kids are at home.
That's right. Get your ass.
Not when the kids are at home with me, by myself.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like it when people incorporate their person. Like Trent with No Face Media. Melissa just started. Dude,
yes.
And it's like I always see Melissa like taking pictures too, and Trent's always including her, and I'm like, dude, that is so cool.
Power
and
couple.
then all of a sudden, Melissa's like, I'm gonna start this Instagram, and I'm like, this Instagram needs to happen. These photos are unreal. She has an eye. They're
and she's
great
getting
team.
better and better.
Dude,
and she's always there supporting him at the stunt shows, and so you might as well be doing something to grow the business.
Yeah,
you know,
that's her thing.
And that's her thing. She enjoys pictures.
Yeah,
you know, so that's fucking perfect.
Yeah,
it's fucking perfect.
Include your significant other. Yeah.
Agreed. You're a power couple that way.
Yeah. Hey, where do you see this going? Let me ask you a question. Where do you see this going? The stunt community, Harley Davidson. Where do you see it going?
If people don't get a handbrake on their bike, they're going to be left behind.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but that's true. Yeah. You can sit here and be the best foot brake guy in the world, but handbrakes are the next generation. Yeah. All the Surons and all the kids riding Surons have handbrakes.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
They're next.
Oh, man.
And if you're not getting on a handbrake now, those kids are right behind your ass.
Uh-oh.
They're coming up. They're 15, 16 years old right now.
They don't even come with a foot brake. You know that?
They come with a foot brake and a handbrake on the left side.
They don't come with a foot brake.
Oh, they don't?
I'm pretty sure. They only come with...
I thought they had
No. They only come with a handbrake. They don't even come with a foot. You have to buy a foot brake.
Oh, shit.
I mean, audience, please correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure.
Either way, that's the next generation, and they're fucking killers.
Yeah.
They're killers.
Dude, there's some like 16-year-olds right now. I'm like, oh my God. You guys are eating it up. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are good. 16, you're like bendy, you can fall, nothing happens to you.
They don't have a job
Kids.
or
No kids.
responsibilities. Nothing.
Yeah, no significant other.
Yeah.
They're just out there just hitting it, just crushing it.
So that's where I see it going is the handbrake thing. The people that are stuck on the foot brake thing,
Yeah.
or I guess not stuck on the foot brake, but against handbrakes are just going to get kind of left behind eventually.
I'm indifferent.
Really? What do you think? Where do you think it's going?
I'm Switzerland. And I encourage anybody that's coming. Oh, Switzerland, like I have no opinion. I have nothing.
Oh.
Like I don't care if you ride a handbrake. I don't care if you don't ride a handbrake. I don't care if you like it or don't like it. Actually, I encourage a lot of people that are especially new to this, that are coming into the scene. Let the big dogs figure this one out. Just go ride your bike, and if you want to put a handbrake on your bike, put it on your bike. If you don't do it. But maybe don't have an opinion for a little while. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, let's not open your mouth because
I see new kids and then they're like, oh, fuck handbrakes, fuck that. I'm like, bro, can't even hit balance point. What are you talking about?
That's usually the people that talk shit.
Exactly. So I'm like, hey,
the ones that can't really do anything on the foot brake anyways.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's nice. I mean, the only people that are really killing it on the handbrake, there's only a handful of people, and they're gonna have to step their game up if more people get it. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm not trying to talk anyone into it. I'm just saying, like, now's your time to shine if you want to shine.
Yeah,
get a handbrake now because eventually everyone's gonna have one, just like the street bike scene.
Yeah,
it's exactly like, how can you think that history is not going to repeat itself? The street bikes did the exact same thing with their foot brakes.
Whoa!
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't. Well, I'm new. I'm like a year and a half in.
Oh, so. You got to watch the handbrake versus foot brake podcast I did.
No way.
I'll link it in the description below.
Yeah, link it in the description below.
But yeah, it's a good one.
Whoa. Okay, so back in when did handbrake start being introduced to street bikes?
It was before my time.
And you have about what, 8?
I hit balance point in 2012.
Oh.
I know, dude.
Oh my God. How old are you?
I'm not saying that publicly.
The like fuck a billion years old.
The fuck question is that? I'm 27.
27. Oh
I'm
my
lying.
God. You're back there hitting it like 14.
I'm fucking lying.
Oh my God. Good for you. In high school?
You're stupid.
Yeah.
But no, everyone had handbrakes by then.
Yeah.
But I know, like, it was probably a few years before that. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa. So they came in and they were rejected.
But I knew that was I know the history of it, where it was like foot brakes only. Everyone hated on handbrakes. They were doing handbrake tricks though, like tank tricks and stuff like that without a handbrake on the street.
And I feel like the guys using a handbrake right now are coming from street bikes.
Yes.
Right. So there wasn't that like, hey, let's learn this new like
tool.
Thank you. So let's learn this new tool and how it can make us a better stunt rider. Right now it's like, I'm gonna fucking dominate. It's like so the guys that are just learning right now, seeing someone do a high chair scrape, and you're like, okay, just hit a hand drag for the first time. And it's like, now the next trick is a high chair scrape. Like,
it's just like a sit down, dude.
I know, but it's terrifying. Or even like, crazy. Kyle just did circles with his bagger, Ben Kyle, 47. I just watched it and then parked it. I was like, okay, definitely can't do that with a foot brake, So I feel like the learning curve is just not, there's just.
I think that's why people are intimidated.
Maybe that's why.
Because they're intimidated because if they put a handbrake on, they better be fucking good at it.
Yeah.
And maybe they're killers on foot brake, but then they put a handbrake on. Now they feel like a whole bag of tricks is opened and they're not good at it. And now they feel like they suck.
Yeah.
Because they can't use their handbrake. So they might as well just keep it off.
Yeah.
Because you can only be good at so many tricks. And that's the truth.
Mm.
You start practicing burnouts and shit, you suck at wheelies. You practice wheelie shit, you suck at burnouts and drifts. It's like,
Yeah. I feel that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel that for sure.
You only have so much
Yeah.
time in the fucking day.
Yeah.
Unless you're riding
And
all the time.
So you think that if you're not rocking a handbrake, that's going to be it. You're going to be left behind.
Maybe I should stop saying left behind.
Let me ask you another question. Can I ask you another?
Yeah.
Where do you think Harley Davidson is going to be like, we don't want to fuck with you guys anymore? Like, where do you think that's going to happen? Or do you think that's ever going to happen?
Harley Davidson, do they have a choice?
The big dogs, they most definitely have a choice.
How do
you
they
don't think they have an influence or a choice? Or
do they have a choice? Because I don't know anyone that's getting paid by them yet.
Not yet. But I mean, like, events, like the brawls were happening. They're dabbling. They're putting their feet in the water. It's Harley Davidson. They're a multi-million-dollar company. They're not just going to be like, hey, we're all in with you guys. But we fit their MO. We fit the bad boy, like, kind of like, you know, look at like back then when the booze fighters, they fought someone else in California. I can't remember. I think it was like Hell's Angels or something. I don't know. But it's just we've always fit Harley's always marketed to that kind of like bad boy, what am I trying to say?
So are you asking like when are they going to help us?
Breaking the law? No, but they're gonna like those.
Or stop helping us.
I feel like
because I don't feel like they're helping us yet.
Not yet.
They're
watching. They're definitely watching.
They paid us on Arizona Bike Week to ride the girls team.
Exactly.
So they
have to make a safe play too. They have to like see what it's about, see what we're about, and then I feel like it's going to be like we're all in. You know.
I think they want professionals.
They want
and by professionals I mean acting and presenting professionally, not riding professionally.
Bingo. I think all they want is to sell Harley Davidson motorcycles. That's it. And if this sells Harley Davidson motorcycles, then this is going to be it. And we have a big backing. And if we can't act right, or if we can't show up and perform and be professionals, or get our shit together, or keep it together, then they're not going to fuck with us. And that's my opinion on it. So,
well, I think people get it confused when you hear professional. When I say professional stunt rider, like, for example, the girls. I'm not saying we're not skilled, but we're definitely not as good as like the guys.
Yeah.
But we don't have to be.
No, because put on a show.
No, because we act professional.
Mm.
We act professional and our image is clean. We're not out there cracking fucking beers on our motorcycles and ripping.
Mm-hmm.
We're not ripping on the streets. Our image is clean. So that's why Harley Davidson's willing to back up the girls.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I tell you some other insight? Because I was at the Metro Boomin from a different aspect, as a vendor aspect. And what I saw was like the girls coming up to the tent were like, yo, this girl she had the cage over her bike, you know, that rail. She's like, yo, she did a front flip. It was like a little girl. And then, I don't know, it was someone else hyped about it too. There's another girl hyped about it. It's so if girls for the first time are coming into the industry and watching girls ride and rip, girls are going to buy motorcycles. And that's all Harley Davidson cares about.
That's a huge market.
Yeah. And now that I'm a business owner, I don't give a fuck who the best is. I care about who's marketable. I care about who's on social media. Yeah. I care about like who's going to sell my product, and who has influence. Hey, dude, you could be 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I don't care. Show up and be marketable. Yes. And you got my eye. You got my attention. There's like someone here that rips. I'm not going to drop names or nothing like that. He rips. He's good. But I was like, never in a million years would I ever take you on because you're just not marketable. And I can't. And if I put you in the eyes of Harley Davidson, or if I put you in the eyes of someone like this bigger company, they wouldn't see something in you.
So,
and like that's
so
a hard
what made you think that? Yeah. What about
that's a good question. So you need to be somewhat professional. Like I'm looking like when we leave the bars and stuff like that too. Like I'm looking like who's getting fucked up, who's riding home like like can't even ride. I'm like, well, what's the point of me investing thousands of dollars in you to go to all these shows if you lose your license and then you can't even perform or something or I don't know like it's tough because it's like a part of it too, right? That's the other shitty thing about this is now that I'm a business owner, I'm like, hey, the culture is also partying. It's also like acting a fool and having fun, and I love it, and I even join it, I'm part of it sometimes. But then at the same point, I'm like, hey, when it comes down to spending the money that I'm making in the garage or making in the shop, I can't have just the party guy. I can't have the guy that's just getting loose all the time. I have to get the guy that's also like, hey, I got loose, but let's button this shit up. Let's make some money.
I'll use the Concrete Cowboys as a success story for the party scene
Really?
because they're party dudes, but they show up. They show up to every event that they're supposed to be at. They show up to their shows and they show out.
Damn,
They make great content and they found a sponsor, Unleash the Beast, that aligns with their branding.
that's cool,
You
dude.
know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
cool.
Bruce
you
and I
know?
wouldn't fit with that branding.
Yeah.
We don't really drink. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Bad influence.
but no, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We're more family. We're more that kind of
Yeah.
vibes. Like, we don't fit that branding. Why would we ever
Mm,
be sponsored by Beast Unleash the Beast? Is that what it's called? The
yeah.
the new alcoholic beverage that Monster made.
Oh,
So
is that what it is?
yeah, so it's an
Okay.
alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a Sparks, I guess. It's like
Yeah.
Sparks. Anyways, so partying is not the issue, I don't think. I think it's more the professionalism as far as like showing up, creating content, being in the professional eyes. Like those guys all compete, they all show up and they support their partnerships.
Mm,
They make consistent content. They took the step to decide that this is the route they want to go
yeah.
versus a hobby. They know this is what
Yeah.
they want to do.
hmm
Anyways, I
Damn.
have no idea where I was going with this.
No, that was perfect. Yeah. I
Because you gave me the juice.
I gave that choose. Yeah. No, I was asking you or no, we were talking about, talent and then not being marketable
Oh
or
yes,
yeah.
marketable.
So,
So yeah, that party scene is marketable if
yeah.
they are.
I embrace the party scene.
Maybe actually I changed my mind. It's not about the party scene. It's showing up.
It's
Like you
being
said,
consistent.
being
Hey,
consistent.
nice.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
See,
There you
this is why I
go.
like podcasting because
Yeah.
I'm really just trying to figure it out too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
what is it about?
It's important to have these talks.
It
I
is.
mean, like I said, like you go back to Harley Davidson, like it has to fit the MO. It has to fit their branding at the end of the day. Like we're riding their bikes and stuff like that. They have a certain, way about them too and a market about them. And if you don't fit that bill, if we all started wearing those like fuzzy, helmets and stuff,
Yeah.
little cringe for Harley Davidson, but I mean, we fit their bill perfect. And I'm telling you, if you don't think that they're watching us, or if they don't talk about us, or they don't have their eyes on us already, you are so wrong. I cannot, it's, I don't have any proof. I'm sorry, but just my intuition tells me that they are watching every single thing that we're doing, and they're just waiting to pull the trigger on the right thing, and they're waiting for the right people to step up and carry out their brand and their ideas. And at the end of the day, they just want to sell motorcycles. That's it. That's how they make money.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we want to shred and make money by shredding. And if you could do that, man, if you could be a part of this community and this could be your life forever, I think you should join it. And I think you should bring something to the table in one of your skills. Most of the people already have the skills too. And it's just about pulling the trigger and coming in and committing and bringing your talent in here. And
It's hard though
yeah,
to be marketable
it is.
because honestly, I was thinking about this today. I was just telling you that I want to paint my bike. And
Mhm.
I'm like, well, I can't paint my bike the color I want to paint it. I want to paint it purple because that's
Yeah.
not our branding.
I'm painting mine purple too. Just heads up.
But you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and some people won't understand that. And what I mean by that, for those that are understanding, is our colors are red and white and black for our brand. Get
Mhm.
vertical. We have a hint of yellow. I just happen to like the purple. I don't know. I really like purple, but it's just
Mhm.
it's not our branding. So like
It's tough.
I don't know what to do. But that what people don't understand is that being a stunt rider, you are a personal brand.
Yeah.
And what a brand is your digital reputation.
It's your fingerprint. It really is, you know?
It's your reputation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just your
Because
reputation. Yeah.
what is your brand? Are you the
Yeah.
party guy? Or are you
Yeah.
the Bill Nye the Dinah guy? You know, like are you the nerdy
Could you
techie
imagine
dude?
though if Bill Nye was like,
Yeah,
be
exactly.
pretty bad.
That would be off
Yeah.
brand for him though.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
So that's the hardest part for these stunt riders, I think, is building a personal brand for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things that you got to think about, and I don't know how to explain it because I'm not the professional here,
Yeah.
but I understand it somehow in my brain.
Mhm.
Can you explain it? Because you're really good at branding. You branded Gnarly's fucking fire. Like
Yeah.
Gnarly's is really branded well.
But like I said, I incorporated Emma, and Emma has a bachelor's in marketing. You know, and I'm a worked at a marketing firm for a little bit, so she has a very good understanding of marketing. She was a pro at Canva and Photoshop, and all I had to do was really just bring her in and just be like, "Hey, this is kind of what I'm about," and she would point me in the right direction, and she would help a lot with design, and I would just listen to her. She showed me a lot of cool new things, like right away. Fiverr, you know,
Yeah.
Fiverr, yeah. So Fiverr, you can find any artist on there, and there's just like anything you see here, they're all there, um, and you could just scroll through them and pick through them and figure out which one aligns with you. And then same thing with like a font. You know, you go through and find which one aligns with you, figure out colors, which one aligns with you, and that's kind of the first question you asked me, like, where do you see Gnarly's going? I'm like, I don't know. Gnarly's is just kind of doing its own thing, and
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like saying yes, no,
What feels right.
you know, yeah, you know,
One cool thing that someone, I don't know where the hell I heard it, said was when you go do anything in life, like when you're picking coffee or which place to get breakfast at, ask yourself why you're choosing that place.
mm,
And if it's because of the way the logo looks or it's because of the feeling,
damn,
that's
that's a good
branding.
point.
The
Yo,
vibes, that's branding.
I actually, you know what's funny?
Mm.
I was driving down the highway and I can't tell you where I saw it, but there was a place called Senor Taco. I swear to God. And it caught my eye. And I remember it was like this big black sign with white letters.
So that inspired you?
Senor Taco. I will try to find the sign and I'll try to send it to you. But I remember being like, fuck, that's it. And then I went home and I found a font and I made Gnarly's and I was like, man,
Yeah.
I don't know why it was that simple, but I saw Senor Taco from like a quarter mile out, and I was like, "Whoa, that's I saw all these like other busy signs and all this shit going on, but I was like, nope, they
That's
sell
it.
tacos,
Yeah.
and I saw that from quarter mile away,
See?
and it was just the simplicity of it, and I was like, man, that's what I want.
Yeah,
That's what I
so
want.
also pick a brand that you love. So like I'm drawing inspiration for Get Vertical from like Vans and
Mhm.
from Hoonigans. I like that Hoonigans is selling a lifestyle.
Yeah,
So Hoonigan is it's not selling merch, it's selling a lifestyle.
yeah,
And then if you look on like Apple, all the big name products, Apple, Nike, you go on there, there's barely any product photos of like a shoe. It's people doing rad shit in Nikes or people
yeah,
doing rad shit with their phone. like flips or whatever, like creating dope content with their phone. It's not a product. They're selling you a lifestyle.
Yeah. That's
So
yeah.
that's
And they have
branding.
multiple lines. They have SB, then they do like tennis. They can do all these things. Like earlier, I was talking about like Bill Nye cracking a beer,
Yeah.
but Nike's doing that. Like they're
What?
selling tennis, which is like the most like like boring shit ever. But
Tennis is not
then
boring.
or you know what I mean? Like it's like
Golf is boring.
oh, they're selling golf. Yeah.
I just offended Blake.
They're selling golf and skating. It's like, how can you do that? And it's at the end of the day, it's just footwear, but they market to all of them. So I don't know. It's good. The possibilities are endless.
So how
I'm
do you
telling
brand a shop?
How do you brand a shop?
I think okay.
We're going fast.
No, dude. Okay, so I think this is my idea. Anyways, I'm not a shop owner. You tell me if I'm way off.
Yeah.
You have to build a relationship with your audience and through content.
Yeah.
Because that's the fastest way to do it. You can go knock on people's doors or build relationship face to face, but now everything's content. So what you're doing, and you see it with Ryan Cruzy and Trent and all of them, like they build relationships through their content.
Yeah.
Then people like you and they trust you. You're the expert,
The go-to
guy.
Yeah.
They like you and they feel like they know you already before they even shook hands with you.
That's something I'm trying to get used to right now.
Because people walk up to you.
That one's so tough. They're like, yo, what's up, dude? Like, they're like, oh my God, do you know who I am? And I have to be like, no. And it's like, it's a tough thing, but that's what I'm trying to get used to. And those guys, they paved the way too. And I saw Cruzy before I could, I don't know, or I could do an oil change or something. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. This is cool as hell. I'm like, I'm doing this. And they had that relationship, and I don't know.
Can I give you some advice?
Yeah.
Please don't let that get to your head.
What do you mean? No, never.
The attention.
Never. And if anything, I use it to my advantage because you asked me like, what do we do at Gnarly's? And it's like, yeah, I build motors. Well, let's reverse it back. What do you really do? At the end of the day, I sell happiness. Like I really do. Like people go to these 9 to 5s, or they take on the stress of owning their own business. They make money, and then they have money, and then they're unfulfilled. And then they're like, I want something with all this money. And they turn and they look at my shop and they go, build me something fucking cool, dude. Blow my fucking socks off. And I'm like, I got you. I got you.
But
I know exactly what it is.
I'm telling you, because you're at the beginning stage of content creation and influencer marketing and just being an influencer in general.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you from experience, you really have to trim those weeds of not letting this shit get to your head. It's not easy because it's very easy to let it get to your head. And I'm saying this from personal experience because I've been that person.
Yeah.
Don't let it get to your head. Every single fucking person that wants to shake your hand, you need to stop and talk to them.
That's what I do now.
Thank them.
Yeah.
You do that now.
Yeah.
But I'm talking to your
Down
future self.
Yeah.
You need to stay humble, dude.
I respect that. And I'm telling you stay humble.
I'm telling you that as someone that wasn't at one point in my
you
career.
were?
I don't think so. I think I definitely became a narcissist at one point in my career.
No way.
When you get to a point and everyone is telling you everything that you want to hear and people are willing to do everything for you.
Yeah.
How can you not?
Yeah.
It's very hard when everyone is willing to do anything you want and give you whatever you want, and you're getting product just given to you, and people are throwing stuff at you, like, and whatever you say goes because they all want to be your friend.
Damn.
It's so fucking hard.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
So you have to know that up front before you run into that trap of letting your head get way too big.
Yeah.
And you gotta just
there was a couple of people that didn't fuck with me. You know, that when I had like, I don't know, 1,000 followers or something like that, or, it's just growing. So now I gained 5,000 followers in a couple months, and I have a second account. It's gained 2,000 followers in a couple months, and it's now I'm starting to see like certain people that didn't fuck with me. fuck with me. And I'm like, nah, that ain't it. So I don't know. That's the only tough one. Other than that, man, I would give the janitor and the CEO the same amount of attention. It's the same dab. It's the same big shake. When I get to the lot on Sunday, the first thing I do, I park my truck, put that shit in park, take my key out, and go say hi to everybody.
Well, that's
And
why
I'm
I'm
like,
telling
hey,
you,
what's
because
your
you're a
name?
good
Yeah.
person.
And I'm gonna continue to keep being that good person no matter what.
Okay,
Like
well, you have to trim that.
I
have to
would
trim the
delete
weeds.
I would delete the social media before I stop being that person because I don't know. It just brings me too much joy and too much happiness, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Remember, rewatch the shit because it's not as
I
easy
got
as you
you.
think it is. It's actually
Yeah.
really hard. You have
I
to
bet.
constantly do it.
There's some people right now that annoy me, and I'm like, man, I don't fucking need you. Like, you know, you're kind of getting on my nerves, you know. But and then there's some people too, like this. I guess this is like the toughest one. Like I meet someone and they're mad cool, or they're being mad cool to me, and I'm like, oh, this is a good relationship, and they're like, yo, you should share my stuff or something, and I'm like, is
They're
this what
using
this
it.
relationship's about? You know, you just
Yeah,
want
you're
me,
gonna get that too.
I'm like,
It's
come
so
on.
hurtful, dude.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because I'm genuine and I'm genuinely out here making real connections. And if you need help, I'd give you anything you want, or I'll help you out with your bike or anything like that. So when I feel like a little used, I don't know, it just kind of puts a weird taste in my mouth. And this is nothing. I don't,
Dude, wait till you
yeah,
think they're your real friends and then you find out that they're not,
yeah, it
that they
sucks.
used you the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, re-answer the question that I initially asked you.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, now the camera dude's drinking a beer.
Yeah.
Now we're all drunk.
We're turning up.
So re-answer the question now. Now that you're not nervous,
I was a
how
little nervous.
has stunt riding helped Gnarly's grow?
I would say without stunt riding, it wouldn't be anything, to be honest with you. I really do.
What do you think it would be if you didn't?
Put it this way.
Stunt ride.
I remember my neighbor, I told him, he was like, well, how are you going to market this? And how are you going to get business? And I just told him, I was like, well, I'm going to get on Google. I was like, I'm going to get on Google. I'm going to get on, and that's just going to help me. Because when you Google motorcycle repair shop, I'm going to pop up.
You thought that was going to
he
really
was
help.
like, he was like, you're fucked.
You're
That's
so
not
fucked.
it. That is not it.
That's not going
And
to
I
work.
just remember like, I set up this phone number. It was a Google phone number. And I was like, man, I'm just looking at that thing, like, can't wait for it to ring. And I get a stunt rider, like, hey, can you fix this oil leak? I'll be like, yeah, I can fix it. Bring it by. And I'd be like, all right, just wait for this Google phone and be like, hey, can you build my motor from stunt rider friend? And I'll be like, yeah, of course, dude. I'll build your motor. Come on over. And this just never rang. And this just brought me cops. That's all it is. And then when I realized like this isn't it, and it was like this community and these relationships that I built every time going to the lot. Hey, how are you? You know, like just me being me and me like educating people or being like, yo, why don't you try this jet? Or why don't you try like this ignition timing or something like that? People were like, okay, so Cam is a resource. Cam is someone that we can go to, or Cam is friendly and Cam can help me out, kind of thing. And then when shit really hit the fan, nobody wants to fucking build their motor. No, everybody will change their oil or put an exhaust on. Nobody wants to build their motor. So I was like, yo, I'll build your motor for cheap, you know, and I'll hook you up. I just want to keep these kids keep going. So the more they were like, yo, Cam's the guy, Cam's the go-to guy. And like, they kept shouting me out. I felt this kind of like, whoa, like these guys like really trust me. And it's for a reason. I'm building their stuff too. So I think without stunt riding, without stunt riding, Gnarly's would be nothing. And without Phoenix, Gnarly's would be nothing. So I owe right now, I owe everything to stunt riding, to Phoenix. I'm Phoenix built, I'm stunt riding built. And I don't know, that's how I wish I answered it the first time, but it's nuts. I really look back on it. I'm like, man, if it wasn't for all these guys, I wouldn't have all these other customers and stuff too, you know? So I'm finally getting to the point where I'm starting to branch out of stunt riding. I'm starting to get new customers and, you know, guys that are coming to me because they think stunt riding's cool. And that like blows my mind too. They're like, yo, we seen you wheelie, like, or we seen this guy wheelie and you built his shit, or we seen this guy, you just built his motor and he was like swinging it around with 100 miles on it. Shout out to Rusty Boy. And I just built that guy's motor and it just put up with all this abuse. And it's like, hey, like, build mine too. So it was just, man, this business coach wanted to accelerate my program, when in reality, I just needed the stunt community. That was it.
That's
So
cool. That's so sick. Well,
badass, dude.
what's
You
dope
know?
about it is you're already in, even though you're newer to the stunt scene,
Yeah,
the guys accept you because they see that you're progressing still and you're like still out there
yeah,
trying and you actually enjoy it. It's not like you're doing it for clout.
damn straight.
And so they
Yeah.
respect you,
Mm-hmm.
for one. Two, the newer riders respect you because you are skilled at stunt riding. So
Starting to.
the people that don't stunt ride, they see you as an authority. And I say authority because that's just the word that people
Yeah,
as in marketing. It's not
leader,
something as
something
a
like
leader.
that.
Leader
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
better word. They see you as a leader. And then now you make fire content within. Maybe I fucked that part up. Sorry, you gave me alcohol. I was going.
I know
Oh
what you mean.
no, this is what I was going to say. You have relationships with the stunt riders that are also influencers.
Yeah, now I do. You
Yeah,
know, it's
and you
cool.
built their bikes, and so they're pushing your brand,
Yeah,
and you have the backing of all these influencers.
and that came from being authentic and doing what I like to do, not trying to be them. I would, man, the more you need that approval or something like that too, the less you're going to get it. But the first second that I started being authentic and contributing to their community that they were already in, like these influential leaders inside of this community, but the more I was like, hey, I can build a motor, you know, I can figure out what's going wrong with your bike. That's when they're like, all right, hey, you know, come with us. You can ride with us. Like, help us out. Sure, you know. And it's the same thing if you made T-shirts or something like that. It was like it'd be like, hey, come with us, ride with us, help us out,
Yeah,
right? And that's what a community is really about. It's about like contributing and helping out, and that's what this is. So it's like, what's your skill? Come on in
yeah,
and let's fucking do it, dude, and like be a part of this. But if you're gonna try to just like be like me or just try to like, I don't know, if you're just gonna try to like pose someone else, or if you're not trying to like bring anything to the table, or if you're not being authentic, you can sniff it out,
oh
Trey.
yeah.
You
If I
could
tried to
sniff it
talk about
out.
science, no one
Exactly.
would listen.
Yeah. And if I try to do tutorial videos on YouTube or something, like I don't know,
What do you
I feel
mean?
like,
That's what you do.
or fuck, that was a bad example. Or if I try to post someone else's content, is the point I was trying to get at, like doing like a vlog or something
Yeah,
like that. People would sniff it out and be like, "This isn't authentic. You're just doing it because someone else did it and it worked for someone else." And you need to be authentic. You really do. So, man,
well, yeah, and that goes for sponsorships too. When you pitch sponsors, like tell them what you like to do, and you do things that you do already that can help them.
yeah,
Don't go outside the box. And I fuck up time to time
mm,
still. Like the other day, I pitched to do a street ride for,
yeah,
I'm not gonna name names, but I'd do a street ride. But in my head, I was thinking, fuck my life. I hate doing street rides. I don't want to do a
yeah,
street ride. I don't want to do a street ride. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But I already pitched it, and the money's not bad, you know.
yeah.
And then luckily, they didn't want to pay the money, and I didn't have to do it. And I was like, oh,
Thank
God, okay,
God,
never
because it
doing
didn't
that again.
align with you,
It didn't
right?
align with my
Yeah,
who I am. I don't like street rides. I don't do
yeah.
streets.
There's a lot of big names that don't like street rides, and I accept that too, and I would still sponsor them because I'm like, hey, that's cool. I like that you don't like street rides. I like that you just like doing the lot too. That's cool as well, you know. But I also respect the kids that get out there and get in the streets and get down in the streets. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's off to you. I would sponsor you as well, you know. So I can see both. I can see the hybrids for sure. I mean, that's a no brainer. I'm like, if you get down with the streets and in the lot, you know, like,
It was good.
marketable. So
All right,
yeah.
so let's get to the audience questions. We got some cool ones, I think.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Trailer Park Joe.
I like him. He's
I
a
love
good
the
too.
guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I love the guy.
I hope to meet you.
Um, CV or Mikuni carb for early
Oh,
models, or is it best to look for an EFI?
man. Oh, whoa, little curveball there, Joe, right at the end. Man, I just bought an early model. I like my early model a lot. It's pretty cool. Came equipped with a CV. It already had the cruisy wheelie mod on it. Getting after on a stock 88. I I don't think it just wasn't for me because I'm coming from a 103 that's high compression that has 543 cams in it. The bike eats. It's well over 100 horsepower, over 100 torque. So I mean, I can clutch up in second. It's a 2016 Street Bob. So I'm coming from that bike. Now I'm going down to an 88 with a stock CV, and it just has no guts. So for sliding, I really liked it a lot. I did put a Makuni on my 88 right away, and it kind of feels more like my EFI, and I really like that a lot about the Makuni. You kind of get that snappier EFI feel. I think what a lot of people don't understand is with a CV, when you go wide open, it has a diaphragm in the top, and the diaphragm will only allow a certain amount of air to pass in, and that opens up your slide. So I feel like even if you gave it wide open throttle, there's still going to be a transition. Now the Makuni, when you give it a wide open throttle, it's all or nothing. So it shoots that little jet of the accelerator pump in there, gets you going, and yeah, I think it's night and day difference. If you like the snappy dirt bike throttle, the choppy, like the ghetto, the street feel of like being more sloppy and whoa, is that guy gonna fucking fall or is he? Oh, he didn't fall. You know, get him a Cooney. If you like more like controlled and you want to just be like kind of cruising and more meticulous and methodical, stick with the CV. If you want a little something to do both, I'd say maybe look at those EFI bikes for sure. So that was a good question. I
That's a
like
good
that one.
question.
Yeah.
Okay, so Luke, the real 112.
Oh yeah.
Best power upgrades for a 103 motor.
Man, for what? Bang for your buck? Because
Sure.
we could go all day. I would say,
Quickie. Give me a
yeah,
quickie. We got
I'd
a lot of
say
good ones.
cams right away, man. Like obviously everybody's gonna do air cleaner exhaust. Pick a cam that's right for you. Figure out when that cam comes on. I like my cams to come on right after 2,500 RPMs. A really good one in the 103, 543 cam. We talked about that a lot, but don't sleep on the other manufacturers. Call up Woods, call up Redline or Redshift, call up SNS. Be like, hey, I want a cam that will come on at this certain time. Like figure out where you're riding and figure out where you want that power. I like my power to come on just before 3 grand. So any cam with 2,800, that's perfect for me for stunt riding. I don't know what it is about it. When I want the bike to come up, I rev the bike well past 3,000. I dump the clutch. But when I'm in a wheelie, I like it to be a little bit more controlled. I don't want my cam to be on at 1,500 RPMs. I want it to be nice and chill. So I'm outside of that power band when I'm wheeling. Good.
Great answer. Okay, this is a good question. How can Harley so this is from X
X
Xavier
Cosmo Glide or
X1VER.
I don't know. Yeah.
Anyways, how can Harleys be beat on the limiter for such a long time so often and not blow up?
Man, that's a good question. So oh shit.
Give
That's
me
a
the
really
science
good
answer.
That's a really good
You know?
question. I I mean, I'm still kind of learning that. Stock 88s, they just seem to just eat. They just love being bounced off that limiter. Uh, Having like a smaller motor, a smaller cam profile, like a stock cam profile or something like that, you're just gonna keep the bike more cool. And I see like hooligan stunts. Oh my god, I remember watching him at the live. He's like, oh, dun, 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 for like minutes. And then even when you see him in the streets, but he likes like the stock 88 setup. Versus if I try to do that to my 103, it would just melt. So I would say if you're gonna get the bike hot, do a rundown lap where you just kind of like let the bike cool down by getting air on the fins. These bikes are air cooled. Those fins on the cylinders, they're for a purpose. It's so air can pass through there and take heat off of the motor and dissipate it into the atmosphere. Um, so getting a nice like third gear, low RPM ride on those cylinder fins, that's going to be your best bang for keeping the bike cool. An oil cooler. I don't really believe in oil coolers, but I do like the fact that the oil coolers keep more capacity for oil. So I do like to run oil coolers. If you can get fans, Ryan Cruzy told me get those fans that are on the side of the fins to pull the heat off the engine. You want to keep these bikes cool. 215 is ideal. That's never going to happen. But underneath 300 degrees Fahrenheit, that should be the goal. Get one of those digital dipsticks. Try to read those. Try to keep those oils as cool as possible. That's like my biggest thing. Heat is going to be your mortal enemy in this game, and especially in Phoenix, Arizona. If what I'm noticing is what Harley Davidson is recommending is not what is ideal for these bikes and stunt riding, only because your typical grandpa does not fucking bang the bike off the rev limiter, hit 12 o'clock, and then hit a drift. They just don't do that. If they recommend 2050, maybe you want to go to a 60 weight oil in the lot. If you're having like a bad lifter tick after 15 minutes of the lot, try considering like a little bit thicker of an oil. So yeah, change your oil often. I cannot stress this enough. Oil degrades into something else, is an actual chemical process. That's why they want you to change your oil. Okay, so if you can get the oil out of the bike more frequently, I don't give a fuck what oil you like to run, just change it frequently. Okay, I almost want to make this analogy. I don't care what underwear you like, just like oil. If you're shitting your pants all the time, change your fucking underwear. Okay, so that's the best way I could put it. Next question.
Mic drop.
Bike chop, bam.
Oh, that's good. Okay, Sammy Stunts. How has stunt riding
Love 'em.
changed your view on bikes as a mechanic?
Oh my God. I cannot stress this enough. So once again, it's going back to heat and keeping these bikes as cool as possible. And I kind of answered this question in the last question, but it's what Harley Davidson is recommending, like change your oil at like 3 to 5,000, whatever it is, miles. That's out the window. As a stunt rider, you're changing your oil now 500 to 1,000 miles. And if you're not doing that, you are doing it now because the oil changes are so integral. I cannot stress this enough. I take off a top end. I can see how hot you got your bike when I take apart your engine. Your pistons are gold. The oil is seeped into the metal. They just got so hot. Your top end, I can tell that they weren't getting oil up there. When you're wheeling, oh man, this is a nuts one too. When you're wheeling and you're doing these long street ride wheelies and you're coming down and it's puking all that oil out. Check your oil after every single ride and before every single ride. I know it sounds like common knowledge, but sometimes that goes unlooked and then you're riding a quart low. Now all of a sudden now your oil can't get up to the top of the engine because it doesn't have enough pressure to do so, or there's not enough oil getting up there. So uh change your oil often, maintain a proper oil level often, change your filter often. I can't stress that enough. So keeping these bikes as cool as possible. If you're going to be at the lot, remember these bikes are air cooled. So when you're going and you're riding these bikes off the limiter, you have to give it a break. Ride it for 5-10 minutes, and then park the bike, let it cool back down. That or go ride the bike for 5 minutes at low RPMs at 45 miles an hour to get that air on the cylinders and pull that heat off the cylinders. So keep them cool.
Good answer. Whatever that means.
Yeah. Keep them cool.
Okay, last question. Spin the block.
Love them.
Love him.
Ethan's the man.
Yeah. Okay, what's the biggest and most important thing you've learned starting your business?
My my business is my octopus teacher. You ever seen that? It's just I'm starting to notice all of the all of my personal like things that I should have been working on, all that lead up to this, and that I haven't done so. Like, let's say if I have anger problems, or if I'm insecure, or if I'm, I don't know, just anything, like anything that should technically hold me back in life has been exemplified or extremely brought to light in my business 10 times bigger and 10 times as fast. When I get a tough customer that comes in and I want to be like, get your fucking bike, get the fuck out of my shop, I can't do that. I can't. He's gonna go tell his friends, and then those guys are gonna be like, oh, and then it's gonna get all twisted. Like I have to be cool. um I have to be like reasonable. I have to be rational, uh, and then I have to reflect. Or some days like I don't want to work. It's weird. It's like some days like the garage is like wicked hot. I'm like, man, I do not want to be in there, and I start dragging my feet, and then my octopus teacher's like, hey, like you signed up for this. This is a part of your business
What do you
too.
mean octopus?
You haven't seen that documentary?
No.
My Octopus Teacher? Oh
No.
my God. Go check that out. It's this guy that finds an octopus in the ocean. He's a scuba diver, and he visits this octopus every single day. And he started out like just documenting this octopus. But then this octopus, like he got so close to it that this octopus started like teaching him things about his life.
What?
It's one of the best documentaries I've ever
Where,
seen.
Netflix?
Yeah, and the octopus gets attacked one day, and he like feels very, very deep feelings, and I don't know. It's just
You
really
know,
cool.
octopus are extremely intelligent.
Some people say they're aliens. I don't want to get too far out there, but some people say they're
I used to work
aliens.
for an
Yeah.
aquarium back
No,
in the
you
day.
fucking
I
didn't.
swear on my life, Seattle Aquarium for
No
years.
way.
For years.
Were you one of the mermaids?
No,
Oh,
I was
okay.
a caterer. It
Oh,
was
so
like
you're a normal
after
person?
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, the octopus would climb out of the fucking tank and eat the clams in the touch pond. You know how like aquariums usually have like
Oh,
touch ponds where you can touch
yeah.
the sea urchins, eat the eat the clams, and then crawl back out into the his tank because it was like open at the top, and they
Nightmare
couldn't figure
fuel.
out where these clams were going. And they reviewed camera footage and found out that's what they were doing.
My octopus teacher, right? Get them clams. Get your clam. What's your I'm telling you, my business has like really brought to life all these things that I've been like kind of missing out on or doing wrong, and taught me that I need to pay attention to these things, and I need to be a better human, and I need to keep being a better human, and keep learning and keep growing, and yeah, you will not pass go. You will not collect your 200. You will fucking die before the business lets you keep going until you correct your stuff. So, yeah, that's a great question. I like that one a lot. And Ethan's the man. Yeah, I like Ethan a
Yeah,
lot.
what you do learn about yourself through business is the same things that you learn through stunt riding, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Hmm. Totally, dude. Well, this is a good conversation.
Oh yeah, I hope to do this again. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, two
Next
more
one I won't be
questions.
so nervous. Yeah,
Yeah.
ask away.
Where can my audience find you?
Oh, I'm Dinah Duncan on Instagram. Gnarly's underscore V twin on Instagram as well. I'm just starting a YouTube. It's brand new because I got to get my content off Instagram. You can't search it. It's just not the most appropriate platform. I like it because it's really helped my business and my brand, and um, it's honestly got me work. So that's why I've been keeping it on Instagram so much. But now I need to really start tapering off, and I'll probably keep Instagram as like shorts and little snippets of tools of information. Every time you see my stuff, I hope someone gains something from it. But uh, going forward, I'm going to be Gnarly's underscore V twin on YouTube, and that's going to be most of my content going forward.
You know
So
what you can do?
what's that?
You film a long form video, post it on YouTube,
Mm.
cut a few shorts from that video, post it on YouTube or YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, and then you
There you
can
go.
also make a blog, a written blog from it,
Oh, no shit.
and put it on your website if that's what you want to do.
Do you use ChatGPT at all?
No, I don't, but I do
I
it.
don't either.
I use it for. I used to use it for my captions or like
Yeah.
my descriptions, but it's too robotic for me and obvious. Now that I've
Yeah.
used it so much, I could tell when people use it and it's corny.
Yeah.
But I use it like Google now. Like
Yeah.
if I were to be like, what's the best mic?
Octopus. Octopus and clams.
Yeah,
Search.
I'm not searching any puss or clams on ChatGPT.
Is this what you meant?
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Okay, last question before
yeah.
we sign out is what impact do you want to make on the Harley stunt scene?
Damn. Get along. Everybody get along.
Why do you say that?
I don't like the clicks. I don't like the drama, nothing like that. This is very new to me.
What clicks?
It's very clicky out here.
I think that's only in Phoenix.
I think so. I think so too. And I think Phoenix has the most talent. I think everybody's kind of fighting over the me, I, show. Kind of like I don't know, hero mentality. When in reality, it's we're all gonna come up together. And I remember like, dude, speaking to Ethan, right? So we were next to each other at Metro Boomin. And I remember like looking over at Ethan, his thing, and he had his own group of dudes and he had his own thing. And I looked over and I had my own group of dudes and I had my own thing. And I was like, yo, let's link up. Let's butt heads and like let's make something amazing. Let's create something awesome. And stop following the beaten path and stop entertaining these clicks and stuff like that. And just, if you wanna make money or if you wanna have a really good time, follow me and follow my friends and follow this, And if you wanna do clicks and stay clicky, go follow that.
Do you think it's because in Phoenix there's a lot of big names and influencers?
I do.
That the big influencers see each other as threats and like.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame them either. Like we were just talking about it. Like someone comes up to you like wanting to use you, and like they see that on a daily basis. This is the Mecca, like I remember going to Trash Performance and asking for a job and they were not the most welcoming. But I was like, you know what? I don't blame them because how many Cameron Duncans did they see in that same blue t-shirt with the same like, I don't know anything. Can you pay me more than $15 an hour? It's like, I get it from them. And that's their personal hell, and that's their reality. But man, I don't know. I see a bright, awesome future where we're just utilizing all these talents and all these new people, and it's fun, and I want everybody to be a part of it, and I want to just do something really amazing, and I know you do too, and I know he does too out there as well. Even the camera guy could tell he's fucking fired up.
Well, I think that's what we have to do is band together with the good people that are willing to grow each other. And it's pretty clear to me who that is.
Yeah.
Moving forward. And band together with them and grow together and just get massive.
That's what I'm saying.
Together.
It's just
and
too much fun.
The ones that are gatekeeping and want everything to themselves can go fuck themselves. Well, I'm saying that straight up.
Well, I think what's
gonna
happen there is like those people that are doing that are pushing everybody down or trying to keep everybody down so they stay up. There's too many people to push down now.
Me, and only me, and doesn't want anyone else a part of what they got going on.
Yeah, there's too much talent out here right now to do that, and you're just going to get steamrolled. I really feel like you're going to get steamrolled if you try to do that. But if you want to incorporate everybody and all these brilliant minds, like, dude, there's so much talent right now. So it's if you want to stick together and create something awesome, I feel like the sky is not the limit. It's just going to keep going. And I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. The gatekeeping bullshit. It's not here to stay. I am.
Yeah. Except that you're moving. And I'm pissed about that.
Thank you for having me on.
Dude.
I really appreciate it so
Hell
much.
yeah, this is a
Seriously.
blast.
I hope to be on again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
cool.
Maybe when you come back to visit after you move to New York.
Yeah. I'd love it.
And then I'd like to see where Gnarly's grows to be.
Shout out Kingston. Shout out Socrates. Come in.
Yep. Hit him up. He's going to be there.
Woodstock. Let's go. Thank you.